I got called a predator for showing up to my son's swim lessons. Then, I was the one who saved a kid's life and still got arrested for it. My son Eli is 5. My wife works night shifts as an ER nurse, so on Saturday mornings I'm the one who drives him to the community pool for swim lessons. First week, I walked in carrying his goggles and towel, and I felt every head turn. I was the only dad in a room full of moms sitting along the pool deck. A woman named Denise, tall, sunglasses pushed up into her hair, leaned toward the woman next to her and said just loud enough for me to hear, "Where's his mother?" I let it slide, found a spot on the bleachers, waved at Eli as he lined up at the edge of the shallow end. 10 minutes later, Denise walked over. No introduction, just, "You know this is usually a mom's thing, right?" I told her my wife was working. She tilted her head like I'd told her something suspicious instead of ordinary. "Must be nice," she said, "having so much free time." Then she walked off and started talking with 2 other women, all 3 glancing back at me every few seconds. I didn't say anything. I just watched my son doing kicking drills and tried to ignore the whispering. 15 minutes in, I pulled out my phone to check a work email. Before I could even open it, Denise was on her feet pointing at me. "He's filming the kids!" she shouted. The instructor blew her whistle and jogged over. Every parent on the deck was staring at me now, including Eli, who had frozen mid-stroke in the water. I held my phone out, showed her the screen was just an email draft. The instructor barely glanced at it. "I hear you," she said, "but a few parents are uncomfortable. I think it's best if you wait outside for the rest of the session." I could have argued. Instead, I thought about Eli, about not wanting him kicked out of the one class he'd been begging to take since spring. So I grabbed my bag and went to sit in the lobby, visible through the glass door but far enough to satisfy them. 4 Saturdays went by like that. Then on the 5th, I heard it through the glass, a splash that didn't sound right, followed by silence, then someone screaming for help. I was through that door before I even registered standing up. A boy near the deep end had gone under and wasn't coming back up. The instructor was scrambling for the pole, but she was too far, and none of the parents on the deck were moving fast enough. I dove in without thinking, got my arm under the kid, and hauled him to the surface. He wasn't breathing right when I got him to the edge, so I started rescue breaths, the same ones I'd been trained on years ago as a lifeguard. That's when Denise grabbed my shoulder and yanked me back. "Get away from him," she screamed. "Somebody call 911, this man is attacking that boy." I tried to explain, but she was already dialing, already shouting into the phone about a man assaulting a child at the pool. The instructor, to her credit, was yelling that I was performing CPR, but Denise wasn't listening to anyone. Paramedics and 2 police officers arrived within minutes. The boy was breathing again by then, coughing up water, but Denise was still insisting to the officers that I'd attacked him. One officer looked at me, soaking wet, and said, "Sir, I need you to come with me while we sort this out." They cuffed me right there on the pool deck while Eli watched, crying, asking why they were taking his dad away. I spent almost 4 hours in a holding room before anyone came to talk to me. When an officer finally walked in, he had the pool's security footage pulled up on a tablet. It showed all of it, the boy going under, me diving in, pulling him out, starting rescue breaths, Denise physically dragging me away from him. The officer exhaled and unlocked the cuffs without a word of apology at first. Out in the lobby, Denise was waiting with the boy's actual mother, who'd rushed in from the parking lot. The officer pulled up the footage again. "Ma'am," he said to Denise, "this man saved that child. You interfered with the rescue and filed a false report. That's a serious problem." Denise stammered something about the angle being misleading. The boy's mother just stared at her, then walked straight to me instead and grabbed my hand, tears in her eyes, saying thank you over and over. I picked up Eli, who wouldn't let go of my neck the whole ride home. The pool's management sent a formal apology within the week. I didn't sue. I didn't need to. Denise stopped showing up to lessons entirely, and every Saturday since, another dad has quietly joined me on the bleachers.